There is a stretch of land on the north shore of Long Island, where the Atlantic winds come in slow and steady, where the pine trees creak softly against each other like the pages of an old book being turned by invisible hands. Not far from the town of Shoreham, there lies a forgotten field, a quiet place, unremarkable to the unknowing eye. The grass grows thick. The air tastes of salt and memory. And beneath that soil, beneath decades of roots and rain, there sleeps the ghost of a dream too big for its time. This is not the kind of place people visit. There are no monuments here, no marble plaques, no gleaming tourist signs with QR codes and curated quotes, only silence and rust. But once, here stood a tower unlike any the world had seen, not built to send messages, not made to hoard wealth, but to give something away. It rose 187 feet into the sky, its copper tip aiming straight at the heavens. Anchored by iron veins that burrowed deep into the Earth's crust, as if the tower itself had grown like a tree from the planet's very core. It hummed with invisible power, resonating with frequencies older than language, older than fire. They called it Wardenclyffe, and the man who built it, he was no ordinary man. He wasn't a general or a king or a president. He didn't command armies. He didn't build empires of money or steel, but he did wield something just as dangerous: vision. He believed that energy, the force that fuels every star, every storm, every heartbeat, should belong to no one, that it should not be sold, rationed, patented, or monopolized. He believed the earth itself could be tapped like a well, that electricity could be felt in the air like oxygen, that a child in Siberia and a farmer in Nigeria and a fisherman in the Philippines could all light their homes from the same tower for free. A revolutionary idea, a terrifying idea, especially to those who profited from control. His name was Nikola Tesla, and the tower, his tower, was a message, not just to the rich, not just to the powerful, but to time itself. But time did not listen. In the early 20th century, this tower was silenced, not by age, not by failure, but by fear, by greed, by men with calculators in their hearts and wires in their fists, men who saw no profit in freedom, no dividends in dreams. They dismantled it, piece by piece, bolt by bolt, as if tearing down a cathedral built to a god they refused to believe in. And when they were done, they left no trace, no monument, no apology, just grass, just silence. And yet, if you stand there, where the wind curls through the reeds and the light bends low in the late afternoon, if you listen, not with your ears, but with your imagination, you might still hear it. A low hum, a resonance, a whisper older than the storm. It is the sound of what could have been. Because this is not just the story of a tower. It is the story of a man, of a moment, of an idea too wild for wires, too pure for patents, too free for capitalism. It is a story buried beneath politics, propaganda, and the passage of time. A story not of what was, but of what might still be. Because sometimes the past isn't just behind us. Sometimes it's waiting, beneath our feet, in the ground, in the air, in the current, waiting for us to believe again. This is the story of the Forgotten Tower, the dream of Nikola Tesla, and the war against free energy. Born in the storm, Tesla's origins in Smiljan. There's a place on the edge of Long Island where the trees grow thick and the wind whispers old secrets. Beneath the soil lies rusted iron, roots of an unfinished dream. A tower once reached into the sky here, crowned not in gold but in lightning. It wasn't built for profit. It wasn't meant to power a few homes or sell a few stocks. No, this tower was built for everyone, for the world. Its architect didn't want to own the future, he wanted to give it away. His name was Nikola Tesla, and this is the story of the tower they tried to erase. He was born during a lightning storm. Smiljan, July 10, 1856. His mother said the heavens had claimed him. The midwife warned it was a bad omen. Perhaps it was both. Perhaps in the end, Nikola Tesla was too much light for one world. A mind that remembered. Tesla's. From the moment he could walk, he asked questions grown men feared to answer. He saw the invisible dance of energy, long before science had words to describe it. He didn't learn science, he remembered it. As if the knowledge had always been there, waiting to be found again. By the time he crossed the Atlantic and stepped foot on American soil in 1884, he carried more than a suitcase. He carried a revolution. He would light up the world, but not with oil, not with gas. He would use the very forces of nature, the heartbeat of the earth itself. When he arrived in America, he was already obsessed with energy, with vibration, with frequency. In a world divided by darkness and invention, Tesla gave us light, alternating current, a river of power that could stretch across cities, flow without fading. Edison had tried to make the world his own, with direct current, a system weak and limited, but loud in its promises. Tesla's AC was silent, elegant, enduring, and when the dust settled, Tesla's current powered the world. But for Tesla, that was just the beginning. The war of currents, Tesla versus Edison. The year was 1884. When Nikola Tesla stepped off the boat in New York Harbor, he carried with him little more than a battered suitcase, a few crumpled notes, and a letter of introduction addressed to the most famous inventor in America, Thomas Alva Edison. Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park, had already electrified part of Manhattan with his incandescent light bulbs and direct current DC power system. He was a celebrity, a symbol of American ingenuity and capitalist drive. Tesla was no one, a foreigner with a strange accent, wild ideas, and no money. And yet, within weeks, their paths would collide and change the future of electricity forever. Tesla arrived at Edison Machine Works in Lower Manhattan with the letter in hand. It was from Charles Batchelor, one of Edison's closest assistants, and it read, "I know of no more capable man than Mr. Tesla. I recommend him to you without hesitation." Edison agreed to hire Tesla, initially to work on redesigning DC generators. Tesla admired Edison's persistence. Edison appreciated Tesla's intelligence. But the admiration quickly soured. Tesla was a visionary who saw machines in dreams and chased mathematical perfection. Edison was a trial-and-error tinkerer, practical, stubborn, and focused on results. Tesla once wrote, "If Edison had a needle to find in a haystack, he would proceed at once, with the diligence of the bee to examine straw after straw until he found the object of his search. I was a sorry witness of such doings. A little theory and calculation would have saved him 90% of his labor." Still, Edison promised Tesla $50,000 if he could improve the efficiency of his DC generators. Tesla toiled for months and succeeded. When he asked for payment, Edison laughed. "Tesla," he said, "you don't understand our American humor." There would be no money. Tesla quit immediately. Out of work and nearly penniless, Tesla took odd jobs digging ditches for $2 a day. But in 1887, with the help of two investors, he founded the Tesla Electric Company. There, he created a working prototype of his AC induction motor. Unlike Edison's system, Tesla's AC could travel for miles, change voltages with a transformer, and power entire cities. This was the true revolution. Enter George Westinghouse, a wealthy industrialist who saw the potential and bought Tesla's patents, paying over $60,000 and offering royalties. Westinghouse began building an AC power network. Edison panicked. He launched a smear campaign, public electrocutions of animals, claims that AC was deadly, coined the word Westinghoused for electrocution. But in 1893, the Chicago World's Fair handed the victory to Tesla. Over 100,000 light bulbs illuminated the fairgrounds, powered by Tesla's AC system. Shortly after, Tesla and Westinghouse built the first major hydroelectric plant at Niagara Falls. When the switch was flipped in 1896, electricity flowed 25 miles to Buffalo. Tesla had done it. He had lit up the world, but he wasn't done. He saw the invisible dance of energy, long before science had words to describe it. He didn't learn science, he remembered it, as if the knowledge had always been there, waiting to be found again. As the 20th century dawned, Nikola Tesla was no longer just an inventor. He had become a visionary, hailed in newspapers, sought by high society, and photographed in ghostly staged images of electric arcs and glowing tubes. But while the world celebrated him as the man who lit the modern age, Tesla had already begun to outgrow the grid he'd helped create. Electricity, he believed, should not merely illuminate homes. It should travel through the air. It should be free. In 1899, Tesla left New York for Colorado Springs. There, at over 6,000 feet of elevation, with wide-open skies and clean, dry air, he built a laboratory designed for one purpose: to tap the Earth's natural frequencies. Tesla believed the planet itself could be made to resonate, like a bell. That with the right tuning, the Earth could transmit electricity, not through wires, but through space. No poles, no grids, just pure energy, everywhere. In the long, winding corridors of history, there are names we speak often, and names we almost forgot. But sometimes, it's the quiet ones who change everything. Nikola Tesla wasn't a king. He wasn't a general. He didn't build empires of stone, but towers of light. He didn't chase fortune. He chased truth. He dreamed of a world connected by invisible energy, not owned, not sold, but shared. He saw electricity as a gift from nature, meant for all people, in all places. A pulse that could lift entire nations, not with wires, not with walls, but through the very air we breathe. And though they mocked him, though they pulled his funding, stole his dreams, and dismantled his greatest creation, Tesla never stopped believing. He never stopped building. His tower fell. His name was dimmed. But the current he unleashed still flows. Today, when you charge your phone wirelessly, when data leaps across oceans in the blink of an eye, when power hums silently through the walls of your home, Tesla is there. In every spark, in every signal, in every silent miracle of the modern world. He gave us alternating current. He gave us remote control. He gave us the foundation of wireless technology. But his greatest gift? It wasn't just electricity, it was vision. The belief that a single mind, driven not by profit but by purpose, could reshape the world. So ask yourself, what if his dream isn't over? What if Wardenclyffe was only the beginning? What if right now, somewhere out there, the future he saw is still waiting? Waiting for another dreamer, another storm, another spark. If this story moved you, if it made you wonder what might have been, share it, subscribe, keep Tesla's dream alive. Because ideas never truly die. They wait for minds brave enough to pick them up again.